Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today we'll be talking about alcohol and the impact it has on our youth. For those of you watching, you might be a teenager, you might be a parent, you might be an adult. We know community drinking is happening and it's happening at all ages, but we really want to stress that drinking early impacts youth in a really negative way. A lot of kids are starting around the age of 12. That's the average age to start drinking here in Arizona. And we're learning that brain development is ongoing up until the age of 25. They're hurting their potential. Their brains are being impacted by alcohol, and then all of a sudden they get intoxicated and they're likely to engage in other risky behavior. We see other acts of early sexual activity, trying other drugs, and these are some of the topics we're going to be covering in other videos for you to learn more about. If you're concerned about some of the drinks that are out there, we're seeing everything from shots of hard liquor, wine, beer, and then we've got genetics factoring in to people and their bodies and what's happening. So again, any form of alcohol is too young for our youth. We want to push back. We want to delay the use. We want to definitely emphasize that after the age of 21 because it can be risky even as an adult. Adults have other things, other risks happen because of their use of alcohol as well. What are some of the dangers associated with drinking? In terms of trends, we've seen some kids smoking their alcohol. That probably sounds crazy. Maybe you've never heard of it, but they're smoking it through containers and it's a direct inhalation into their lungs where it's not being processed. So it's impairing them faster. A lot of times we think about binge drinking being the problem, and that's definitely a problem. We have people slamming beers, taking excessive amounts of alcohol in shots, and that's something to discuss, that a shot of alcohol, it might seem smaller than a can of beer, but they are equivalent. And we have young people just taking shots and mixing drinks, and that's dangerous, hands down across the board for anybody. Drinking excessive amounts of alcohol will impair their decision-making skills. Another trend that still seems to be a little popular out there is alcohol energy drinks. And I would just advise parents to be knowledgeable that they exist, that there are energy drinks out there, but some of those cans do have alcohol, and then that gets dangerous because you're mixing uppers and downers in a can. So do know they're out there. When it comes to the prevalence of alcohol use in Tempe, a recent survey through the Arizona Youth Survey in 2012 found that nearly 58% of our Tempe 8th, 10th, and 12th graders have used alcohol in their lifetime. Another statistic on the AYS was that over 33% of Tempe youth in 8th, 10th, and 12th grade have used alcohol in the last 30 days. And when it comes to binge drinking, the Arizona Youth Survey in 2012 found that over 18% of our Tempe youth in 8th, 10th, and 12th grade have been binge drinking. What are the signs and effects of alcohol use? Clearly, sometimes you're going to smell alcohol on the clothing, on the mouth, on the person. They might be sick. So if you see someone with symptoms of nausea or vomiting, that's a telltale sign. But at the same time, some of our bigger concerns are impairment, impaired judgment, coordination. Everyone knows you shouldn't drink and drive, but at the same time, just in general, people are making poor decisions when they're under the influence of alcohol. Some other things that you might notice in someone who's abusing alcohol is loss of coordination, slurred speech. You definitely would recognize that in someone who was drinking. Where are our teenagers getting alcohol? According to recent statistics in Tempe, a lot of our teens are getting it from parties, they're getting it from their friends, or they're finding someone over the age of 21 to buy it for them. Another scary statistic is here in Tempe, our 8th graders are obtaining alcohol, taking it from our homes more than our 10th and 12th graders are. Nearly 33% of the 8th graders take it right from mom and dad's house. That's why it's so important to monitor it, lock it up. I hope by watching this that you've all learned the importance of talking to youth early when it comes to alcohol abuse. Kids are starting too early and we definitely want to delay it. We want them to wait as long as possible up to the age of 21. Anything under is too young. Kids are making poor decisions, and we want parents to be knowledgeable and talk to their kids. Sadly, I'll reemphasize it again. When kids start drinking early, they're likely to engage in other risky behaviors, and that can be early sexual activity, trying drugs. Some of these drugs are brand new, and we're going to talk about them in other videos, and drinking and driving. We know how dangerous that is. Parents, we want you to be talking to your kids. Teachers, police officers, community members, neighbors, aunts, uncles. There's so many other people that are out there that are influential on your kids, but you are the #1 source. Start talking to your kids early. Do it often. And for more information, visit tempecoalition.org.